importantly, we have met the extreme measures for donation incentive. So, okay, do what you do best.
So thank you very much for that. I was worried that we wouldn't meet it, but I know that the community always shows up when it comes to charity marathons. It's such a great community, the Hades community. So in this run, we will be doing dash only. And I'm starting the run by petting Cerberus for good luck, and because we did have the incentive to pet the dog. So we're petting him a little bit, and he loves the pets. Just remember, yes, let's go. Always pet the leftmost head. Otherwise, you may lose a hand, and that's a bad thing. Okay, so in this run, as you may remember, in Transistor, Cass used dash a fair bit. In this run, we only use dash. That's it. We don't do anything else to actively deal damage to enemies. So before we start the run, we check our mirror, and this seems good. And then we go into the courtyard where we have Skelly waiting for us. And we double check our pact of punishment, right, Jonas?
Looks good.
Thank you, thank you. Oh yes, there's the Extreme Measures 4, so that's going to make the final boss fight very difficult for us. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So, are you ready, Tonis?
I am ready.
Okay, let us begin. Time starts when we gain control over Zagreus. First,
How dare you to insinuate Poseidon has the slightest jurisdiction here? Once waters from the surface flow beneath the earth, they become mine. Each of the rivers, they are mine, not his.
which is a very fitting cutscene because dash only, we kind of focus on Poseidon's dash.
Whatever you say.
That is true.
So, let's see.
Alright, so how Hades the video game works is that we will be going through these combat chambers while we pick up boons from Greek gods. Boons being power-ups. We can't fully control which power-ups we get. That's the roguelite element of this video game. So there will be some luck involved, but OckE will probably get through this just fine, whatever we find. So for dash only, we can only use our dash, and to deal damage, we do need interaction button to just get through doors and pick up boons. But so we're starting with Poseidon's dash because it is the most damage-dealing dash, and it also has like the most avenues for building further. So we will be pushing enemies to the walls for some extra damage, and just the dash itself has a lot of. It has so much damage that when we run some weaker weapons in this video game, we just use Poseidon dash just to get some extra damage, and that's like a build on itself, I guess.
Yeah, it is. So
As for the weapon we are using the Gilgamesh fists because that's the only aspect or the weapon in the game that is gonna help us in any way here. So Gilgamesh by itself comes with 2 extra dashes. The dashes are going to be slightly shorter, but we do have so many of them that it kind of balances out, and it's just good. Nice.
perfect. So some things to keep in mind about dash only is that there are certain Olympian gods that you can get in Hades that empower your abilities. And as we've already mentioned, Poseidon is very important, but his brother Zeus is also incredibly important. Because lightning reflexes does not directly damage enemies, so we can use that.
Right, and we got a little bit lucky here finding a fountain room. How this game works is there's a set amount of rooms in every biome. We have 4 biomes here, and if you happen to find a fountain room, that means that you are doing 1 combat room less, which is of course faster. This also goes for things like shops and chaos, NPC or story rooms, things like that are just gonna make us faster, but we can't control when we're gonna find them, so we're just gonna hope for the best.
Indeed. Look,
You're gonna give the boulder.
of course, we're going to gift our lovely friend Baldy here, and he's going to give us some very wonderful advice. It's called 4 dots.
Yeah. We're gonna check our boon.
Sure.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, attack bonus, that's good.
Very good, very good. We're actually getting quite lucky with the enemies, if we think about it. Like, these enemies are fairly high value, but not high health.
Yeah. before the first boss, I think we can get, if we have one donation read here, we can...
Oh, I definitely have more than one donation to read if you have the time for it.
Go for
we
it.
have $20 from Anonymous with no comment, but thank you so much for that donation. We have $25 from Mini41 saying, hey OckE, good luck with the run. Everyone from the hat track is rooting for you. We have $15 from Rachel saying, never apologize for your bad Hades puns.
Hey!
No. We have $20 from Tristan saying, howdy and good morning from the US. Here's $20 for defeating Console X in the Xenoblade 3 run later tonight. And that absolutely goes toward that incentive, so you want to go ahead and see that, Matt? Keep donating toward that incentive. We have $10 from Keep Out saying, good luck on your dash-only run, OckE. You have my support. Get those paws moist. Make sure to splishy splooshy your way to victory. Bonus $50 if you sub 9 on EM4.
Shoutouts to Keep Out, who is the world record holder for this category at the moment.
Keep Out is also just a very... Oh, interesting. Oh, right. I forgot that this save file that I have is not the maxed one, so I'm not going to get the extra 5 health at the end of each biome. That may be an issue once we reach the final fight. We'll see.
We'll see. You'll be fine. I believe in you.
Yeah, worst case scenario, there's always some safety. So this is the second biome of the game. It's called Asphodel, and there's a lot of fire in it. So when we play dash only, we want to maximize the environmental damage that we do to our enemies. So, as Tony's mentioned before, knocking them into walls, or in this case, putting them into fire as well. So Asphodel is a very useful biome for that. Of course, if you're any, Greek history buff, you'll know that this is supposed to be verdant fields, but yeah, some maintenance issue. So unfortunately, it's flooded with flame.
Right. Here we will be picking up the second Hermes boon. Hermes as the god of speed running is obviously probably the most important single thing we can find in a run. We already picked up a nice hyper sprint from him earlier, which is going to give us more movement speed for after every dash we do, which is very helpful. And here we can see if it's gonna pay out big or if we're gonna maybe find some extra dashes or something. So we'll see.
And as we're clearing these Asphodel rooms, we have some time for donations.
All right. We have $10, $50 from Anonymous. Thank you so much for those. No comments, sadly. We have $250 from GhostieBoy97 saying, hey there, Zach, man. Nice walk. Or dashes, that is. Always a blast to see some good friends showcasing Hades at a marathon event. And what better way to start the day with the OckE Tunis Power Duel. Best of luck on the run. P.S. Thank you, OckE, for unlocking Hades 2 for Supergiant Games. And that money goes toward The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild any % blindfolded BLSS showcase. We also have $50 from Lily72 saying, good luck, my little pork champ, avoid those spikes. We also have a very important message for $25 from The Rats saying, Tunis' rats at home send their regards. Too bad there's no rats to pet, but at least you got the second best thing of petting the dog. Have fun commentating and good luck to the runner.
Hopefully Hades 2 will unlock petting the rats too.
Yes. So maybe we should mention this. So this is Thanatos. We're playing this game unmodded, which means that everything that's in vanilla can happen here. We in the Hades community have developed a speedrunning mod pack, but when you're on a marathon, you kind of want to have the base game being showcased. It's only if we have a race, cough cough, ESA Winter 2022, that you use the mod pack. But Thanatos can appear, and basically what he does is he increases the value needed to finish the room by a lot. So rooms with Than take a lot of time. We got this in 21, there are 22 combat chambers in Asphodel, so not the worst.
Pretty good actually.
Yeah, pretty good.
Why did you?
I took that because we're going to try for Vengeful Mood, my friend.
I see.
So Ares is kind of not very useful for dash only by himself, as the only thing he has that can help us are either revenge boons or boons that make us deal more damage once we've used our Death Defiance. But what he also has is the possibility for a duo boon between Ares and Zeus, which makes our Vengeance boons automatically proc. Unfortunately, we already got the Vengeance boon, so we're going to do that instead. So now we're about to enter the Lernae fight. Lernae is the boss of Asphodel, and in the Lernae fight we have different colored heads. So we'll see which head we meet today. Oh, it's the trans-right Lernae.
Yeah, the trans-right learning. Just want to say real quick that as the all of Hades speedrunning community supports trans rights, we have been hard carried by our trans members, so and we love them all.
Indeed. So the different colors that the main head of Lernae has means that they may be using different abilities. The trans-right Lernae, or the blue head, is a head that will favor using the head slam. So I need to be very careful to not take unnecessary damage from those.
We're kind of shredding here, so I don't think we're in any danger.
Yes, we
Get some help.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying.
I think it's time to read some donations.
Indeed.
I can definitely do that. We have $5 from Roman Mythology is Cooler, saying if you got $1 for every voice line Zagreus has in this game, Alzheimer's would be cured. And they're putting that towards the Stepmania Showcase bonus song Here Comes Plum Eurobeat Remix incentive. We have a further $25 from Warmonger 5 saying, Go OckE! Much love from the hat track. We have $10 from Crash Frontier saying, Wow! Blah 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 blah! Wow! And another $50 from Boldy doing the best JRPG main character impression by saying, dot, 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 dot. Also, can I just point out that you probably don't see it on camera, but OckE is playing this game one-handed. His right hand is not touching anything that controls this game.
You see, with dash only on mouse and keyboard, you only use WASD and your spacebar. So, I like resting my hand a little bit. Plus, I'm left-handed anyway, so who cares? So now we're into the third biome, which is called Elysium, and here I'm going to try to get as much health as possible, because since we have the incentive met, normally when we're in Elysium, the bosses are basically their normal forms, but since we have the incentive met, we have basically the super forms of every boss. So I'm going to take a lot more damage than I normally do, and therefore I want more health. Let's see what's in this fountain real quick. Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Luckily, our build is in really nice place. We have found the rush delivery boon, which is probably the best boon you can have in this run, which gives us more damage depending on our movement speed, and we got the extra 100% movement speed after every dash. So OckE is kind of shredding the whole game here.
Oh, hello, Bull.
Oh, it's a golden bull.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So Asterius, the bull, is actually not present in the mod pack because of the RTA time loss you get when you face him. But again, this is unmodded, so we're just going. But yeah, we should probably mention what rush delivery does real quick.
I did.
Oh, did you mention how much damage we have? Because we only have common, so it's not the
Yeah, so
greatest.
it's 50% extra after every dash.
Yeah.
And that applies to everything, so from our title dash to all our support boons we have found, so
Yeah.
we have a lot of damage, so let's get maybe some donations.
I think that we currently have
Oh.
speedrun through all our donations. So that's great.
We actually have, so I guess the Hades community, needs a little pause to do that, to get more in. But in the meantime, I can actually tell you that the World Health Organization, classifies dementia as one of the world's greatest health problems. Just over 47 million people are affected. It is estimated that the number of dementia diseases in the world will have tripled up to 2050. So we are definitely supporting a very important cause here by getting your donations in. And even though we have met the extreme measures incentive for this run, we all love Plum, right? You love Plum, ESA love Plum, Eurobeat Remix loves Plum. So let's get that Plum Remix incentive match for the Stepmania Showcase just a little bit later in the day. We are currently $174 out of $2,000 raised for that. So, now that we have this one going, let's put it toward the next one. Please go ahead and donate towards that incentive.
Yes. So this is the Extreme Measures 3 version of the Heroes of Elysium. Asterius and Theseus. Theseus has his sick ride, which ironically is kind of weak when you're doing dash only, because when you're doing dash only, you want to get a boon from Poseidon called Razor Shoals. And when an enemy moves, they take damage. And as you can see, oh dear, he moves a lot. So he basically kills himself. And the fun thing about Extreme Measure 3 is that Theseus spawns, Theseus like faces when he has about a third health left. Which is great, because if he just runs around taking damage, easy fight.
It's actually going super well. We got really good Elysium here. We found all the free rooms and everything has been going great. So maybe we'll actually get like a new PB for you.
Maybe, we'll see. But I think it's probably time for me to get ratted.
It's rats o'clock.
Indeed.
As we say.
Yes. I just looked at my watch and oh god, it's rats o'clock. You'll see what that means once we get into Styx, the penultimate sort of area of the game.
Yeah, so Styx works a little bit differently from all the other biomes in this video game. So instead of going through rooms just to find the boss, we are going to be going through these tunnels to find a snack for the good boy Cerberus. So how this works is that the first tunnel will never have the treat for Cerberus. But starting from the second, we have like a coin flip chance to find and get through this biome. So there's a lot of luck involved in this final biome, which is something we modded out in the mod.
Indeed we did.
Actually, kinda.
Because we wanted to have it a bit more consistent, right?
Yeah. But right here we are going to see when we will find the sack. And there's two mini bosses we can find. Both are really exciting. Here we have Anthony, as we call it, the big rat.
Sure do. We'll see if we find his brother as well.
That would be exciting.
Indeed. There we go.
So easy.
We'll see about that. I'm a bit worried about my health right now. But there is some health here in the shop. So maybe that will be enough to tide me over. So while we're just moving through the rooms, do we have time for one quick donation?
We can absolutely help you with that. We have $5 from Empty Null saying ghost, 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 ghost. And the money goes towards the Super Metroid Survive the Chad Zero Suit Samus cosplay incentive, which is actually happening tomorrow evening. So if you want to see the runner cosplay as Zero Suit Samus, you know, you have the money. Get those donations in.
Indeed. So we actually got the sack there as we could, the 2 sack. And so we're kind of like lucky to have gotten that, but I feel like I want to try to power up a little bit more before the final boss fight. So I'm going to intentionally take more sacks in Styx. And this one I only took because I want to see if I could find position points from Artemis to get some. It's a very small chance, but there's still a chance for crits. And I would like some crits, that would be nice. And also hope that we can still find Tony. A good boy Tony. Let's see. Oh, that's right. You can have 4 regular combat rooms in every Styx chamber before the final room. Oh, it's not Tony, it's the big Satyr. So we should probably explain what the big Satyr does. He kind of jumps around and just shoots a lot of poison at you, and we want to avoid that.
According to this run, he doesn't really do anything. You just killed him.
You're not wrong about that.
Should we go kill the dad?
Ooh.
It's good.
Yeah.
Extra dashes, that's actually
Yeah, the question is,
for
do we
safety.
take... Yeah, let's be a bit safe here. So
Safety good.
this is going to be the final boss fight, so while we're preparing for that, we can read some donations.
We have $5 from Rat Lady saying, not the rats, no murdering them. True. We also have $5 from OckE Game. Hey, this one is absolutely a lot of fun to watch, but OckE, do you fight Kratos in this game?
Come show.
Nope. We do not. We only fight our dad, known as Hades.
Darkness.
Who sometimes darknesses, goes out buying, you know, some newspapers.
Darkness.
And when it comes to EM4, you have like a set amount of, like normally Dad just has a few abilities fairly easy to dodge. With EM4, he gets a new set of abilities that I need to like keep in mind and be aware of so that I don't get caught out. Like this one, he normally just does one spin, but with EM4, there's two. Luckily, I got 2 extra dashes in Styx, so I'm fairly safe. Just watch me get hit now.
All the ads he spawns here are got the old mini bosses from the different biomes, so it can get really hectic, but we have a good build and we have an absolute gamer
Who gets
playing,
hit,
so
but it's fine. These are actually not the greatest ads because every small butterfly here that you see, these pink ones, they can damage you, and there you go. Every time you get damaged, you lose a charge of the acorn that were used, and all the charges are now gone. So the acorn is the keepsake that you get from Eurydice, and it makes you take damage 5 times without actually taking damage. But if you get a butterfly that deals like 4 damage, it's kind of not as much worth as taking, say, a spear from Dad, which does 50 damage.
so let's not take any spears.
I can't guarantee anything. So this is also an interesting addition to EM4, where normally when he does the lasers, you can hug your dad and be safe. But Dad wants personal space when we do EM4, so he pushes you away. So you need to be really careful about that. He also can heal himself in this version of the fight. Ooh, I'm surprised I did not get trapped there. So I've been practicing this a lot, and I still lose a lot of health. Oh, good dog.
There's the good boy. It's not his fault that he's here to kill us. That's fine.
Yeah, we blame Dad. Always blame your dad.
Yeah.
So normally, this is the end of the fight. This is Extreme Measures 4.
Third phase. All the hectic stuff from other phases, but now in darkness.
Indeed. Normally he just, says darkness. Now there is literally darkness. And one of the things that I've noticed in my practice here is that the pillars are actually very useful. But you can still eat a couple of spears.
Just some spears.
Yeah, or get hit by traps. It's fine. Let's see. I'm actually doing really fine on health. So my swag strat here is when he does his lasers, I just dash in. Because when you dash, you actually have iframes in Hades.
Wow.
I know.
And that's time.
Yep. So it was a really good run.
Really good run, yeah.
We got some insane skips. So before we finish off the run and leave over to the next runner, I just want to give a couple of shout-outs. I started running this game approximately 2 years ago, and it was thanks to my friends in the Hat Track who are still supporting me. And they were like, hey, you're really good at this Hades thing, why don't you try speedrunning it? And I started out saying, there's no way I can be good enough to speedrun. But their support and their encouragement helped me believe that, yes, I can be great. And in fact, for a few weeks, I did, well, let's say days, actually, because Croven exists. I had the world record in the main category. So I'm very proud of that. And the encouragement and help from the community, both mentally, personally, and professionally, has been great. So I just want to thank everyone for being such a massive part of these last few years of my life. And I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the marathon, and thank you a lot to Tonis for being so gracious to commentate this for me.
This silly meme run.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, OckE, for this very awesome Hades run in the Dash-only category. So where can we actually just go from here, right? We finished all the Supergiant games, well, except Pi. Okay. So how about we cool down a bit? Because, if you've been interested in actually playing these games or even speedrunning them, Planks will come up on stage after the intermission and actually build a PC for you.
Let's go.
And he does so in the all screws category. So he is not allowed to miss a single screw by doing that. So, you definitely want to watch that. So get up and stretch, grab a drink, and we'll be back for you shortly.
No screw-ups allowed. Hey.